Hi, it's Amanda, and I am coming to you from my kitchen where I have done a big shop myself, and I've bought lots of things like you have: rice and beans and pasta and some basic staples. And I just wanted to be here to support you with some cooking tips and some dishes during this really difficult time. We're social distancing, and I think cooking is therapy and cooking is necessary right now. So I'm going to help you out. I'm doing a rice dish with some beans. It's a take on congri, if you've ever heard of that. It's a Cuban rice dish that has bacon and black beans and scallions and spices. So I've started out by rendering some bacon. Now I think bacon's a great thing to have in your fridge. If you're not going to go shopping for a while, it will last. It is a flavor bomb in any dish. So I'm starting out with some bacon in the pan. I'm rendering it. I just cut it small. Nothing fancy here, and I want to get all that delicious bacon fat. You can do this without bacon, 100% without bacon, because what I'm going to do next is add in some onions. So my bacon rendered some fat, and so I'm cooking the onions inside of that fat. You may not have an ingredient, so just use what you have. Obviously, we've all bought some rice, and we've all bought some beans, and you can do this with different beans. Today I'm going to use a black bean and a red bean. I bought some dried beans. It was easier for me to store the dried beans. I also have some canned beans. So canned beans, dried beans, whichever you like. I've already cooked these. But when you cook them from dry, keep that liquid. When they're in the can, I like to rinse that liquid off. So you may need a little stock for this dish. The onions have gone in and they're cooking. And I'm also using a beautiful green onion, sort of like a scallion. I found some spring onions in the market. You know, there's still a lot of fresh vegetables out there, so I would get them now and use fresh vegetables in your cooking in between your dry pantry staples, just to freshen things up. Keep it light and bright in your cooking. You know, this is a great way to bring family together. This is a great way to keep things exciting. It's gonna get a little bit boring at home, so just keep cooking, experimenting, trying different things. Hopefully I can bring these recipes to you quite often, and we can do it together. So I've already cooked some rice. I just have just some regular long grain white rice that I've cooked. This is a 2-to-1 ratio. And this can also be done if you have leftover rice, right? You can really spice up your leftover white rice, brown rice, or even if you had takeout rice that had other ingredients in it, you can still add this and make this a really flavorful rice dish. Okay, so after the onions and the bacon start to saute a little bit, we're going to add in the black bean with some of its liquid. We're going to add in some of the pinto, the red bean, with some of their liquid. Bean liquid is so delicious and so flavorful. I'm going to put in a pinch of cumin. If you don't like cumin, you don't have to use it. If you want to spice this up, put some cayenne, and then a of oregano. I have dried oregano. Again, this is a time where you can get into that spice pantry and see what you have. Try out a spice that you've never used before. Give it a shot. Okay, so I'm letting the spices, the beans and the onions and the bacon all come together. And then I'm going to add in the rice. And that's really it. You know, this has Latin flair. It feels really flavorful because of the bacon. The beans give a lot of protein, and you can just leave it like that. But we're going to have a surprise at the end here. I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to add in the already cooked rice. Again, this can be freshly cooked for this dish, or this can be rice that you already had. It could be from another night, it could be from takeout, and you're really just jazzing it up and making a different flavor profile. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get really creative with leftovers. We're going to have to get really creative with the things that we have in our fridge. And I think it's going to be a challenge, but it's something we can all do. And we're going to do it together. So I'm stirring in the rice. It's absorbing that bean liquid, that bacon fat, all the delicious onion and spices. And again, you can make this spicier if you like. And let that cook for a minute and just come together. If you really want to, you can finish this with butter, but I think it has plenty of bacon fat in here. And don't forget to taste. I'm going to give this a quick taste so I know if it needs more salt or pepper. Of course, in this time of safety, I'm only going to taste this once and then start with a new spoon. bacon. Oh, that bacon. Even though that bacon has a high level of salt, I'm just gonna give it a quick little pinch of salt, a little bit of cracked pepper. Salt and pepper goes a really long way. And we are almost ready. Oh, this is delicious. Okay. More black beans if you want, more red beans if you want, but I think this balance is good. I'm gonna turn it off, and we're gonna put an egg on top. So when you were shopping, hopefully you bought a couple dozen eggs just to tide you over. An egg is an amazing source of protein. If you can't eat eggs, maybe tofu would be great, or add in extra beans. But this could be a dish that you then transform into a hearty breakfast, or this is lunch with an egg on top. So I just have a pan, which is non-stick. I'm gonna break my egg in there. I'm just gonna do one. I like my eggs sunny side up. Do you like over easy, over medium, scrambled even, whatever you like. I mean, this is your time to experiment, to cook, to have fun. We're gonna just put our rice in the bowl, give ourselves a nice portion. I think this is a great lunch, personally, but of course a delicious dinner. This could just be a side dish for any other pork or chicken protein that you make for dinner. Even fish. This would be great with a piece of fish and a squeeze of lime. Oh my God, yes. Okay, and let's make some room for our egg. And it's already beautiful. Look at that. It's just beautiful with the beans and the green onion. So we're gonna flip it and have fun while we're trying to keep ourselves sane inside of the house. Put that egg on top, and that's a really decent rice and bean dish that you can use with all these pantry staples that you bought. Stay well, stay safe, and happy cooking.